exalting God and being happy that it is Shabbat. Now remember, this one has a little bit of congregation participation in which you have to repeat after me. So this is how it goes. I go ki, and you repeat me and say ki. Let's try that. Ki, ki. Perfect. You guys ready? Here we go. Romemu and Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho. Ki, ki, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Again, ki, ki. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho. Ki, ki, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki, ki. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. All together. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavu l'chad kodsho.
Now it's page 20. Now it's page 20, brought to us by the mystics in the holy city of Tzfat, one of the most beautiful places in all the world, up in the northern Galil. Page 20, Lecha Dodi.
And now that I have you warmed up for the congregational response, I can't let it go. This Lecha Dodi has a little bit of the same, and you're just going to repeat. I'm going to go Lecha, and you're going to repeat. And I'm going to go Dodi. Exactly. Let's try that one more time. Lecha,
Lecha
Dodi,
Dodi.
and that's how it goes. Lecha Dodi likat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekarela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekarela. Here we go. Lecha Dodi. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorbechi, ki ba'orech, uri, shir daveri, ki b'Adonai elayich nigla. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lo teboshi velo tikoni, ma tishtochachi u'ma tehemi, bach yechasu aniyei ani, v'nibneta ir atila. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lo teboshi velo tikoni, ma tishtochachi u'ma tehemi, bach yechasu aniyei ani, v'nibneta ir atila. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. והיהודים שיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלעייך, ישוש עלייך אלוהייך, כי ימצא שטן הקלה. lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Yamin ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, על ידי שבין פרצי, ונשמחה ונעילה. lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Ohi shalom ateret bala, yom b'simcha u'tzorota, toch emunei am sigula, ro'i chala. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha terdi nikra kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
All right, we're going to jump ahead to page 22. 22. All right, let's. This is a psalm for Shabbat, the only psalm in the book of Psalms that is written that it is set for a specific day. And let's read the outdented paragraph together in English. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, you have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai! How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this.
The righteous bloom like a dew.
Page 24, let's continue welcoming the angels who come to spend Shabbat with us. And we welcome them with the traditional greeting of Shalom Aleichem, peace to you. We have welcomed the Shabbat, and the Shabbat bride is with us. Let's rise, turn to page 146 for Baruch Hu. You may be seated. Let's look near the bottom of page 147, and let's read these paragraphs together in English. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. Page 148, the second blessing before Shema, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 151, let's read responsively. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes, there's a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Come Imenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Top of page 153, the first two lines of Hashkidenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, V'habitinu Malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, V'habitinu Malkeinu lechayim.
Let's read together near the bottom in English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, avodas sukat shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'akol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'akol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, avodas sukat shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael.
Going to page 154, some verses from the book of Exodus at the top. It's not Shabbat without it, it's Vishamru.
Teshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים לעולם. אין עיר בין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים לעולם. איש איש את ימי עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים לעולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת
She always does that to me. She either hits notes that are too high for me, even with the step ladder, or she messes with the rhythm. And I just can't keep up with her. But now she has to keep up with me because we are at the Amidah, page 155. I'll ask everyone, please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehillatcha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imateinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מחמוך באות גבורות, ומדם מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, בחיים אמיתיים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Let's turn to page 160. Page 116 in the middle. Let's read that paragraph together in English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 163 at the top a little bit of hoda'ah, a little bit of thanksgiving. And you can't be thankful if you're not grateful. An attitude of hakarat hatov, recognizing the good. And lots to be grateful for this week. Well, Cantor Beth, I guess I'll be grateful for. Well, you have to be grateful for something. But even with the rain we've needed, and hopefully it'll do some good and not too much damage. But and also for all our guests this evening. We have a number of guests. And so at the top of page 163, let's read responsibly. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being.
And we close out, as always, with a prayer for peace. In the evening, it's Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. V'tov beinecha lemalech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol brit u'b'chol b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Me'olam. Tasim Me'olam. Tasim Me'olam.
We usually jump ahead to page 253 for Mi Sheberach, but Cantor Beth has a slightly newer, different, what's the word?
Different. It's still, it was actually composed by Lisa Levine, and she was very much a contemporary of Debbie Friedman, and I happen to love this one because not only does it have, the same Hebrew Mi Sheberach asking for healing, but it has a little different take on the idea of how we do that and where we do that and with whom and for whom. So I hope you will enjoy this. If you do happen to know it, please do join me in it.
Mi sheberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sara, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. Mi Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Ishabena Hamatenu. Ishabena Himatenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as
All right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit to the prayers of our community. And David, how about the prayer for our congregation at the top of 258?
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us. Love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction. May we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding. And may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, shaltecha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Mari, the prayer for our country.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert us to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen. Shalu shalom Yerushalayim Yishlayu Uvayach. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael V'Golo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Smichat Gulatenu, Hagein Aleha B'Efrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Oracha V'Amitecha, V'Rasheha Sareha V'Yotzeha, V'Tachnim Be'etza Tova Milfanecha, V'Natata Shalom Ba'aretz, V'Simchat Olam Liyoshveha, V'Nomar Amen. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which now marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. This week, it's the last Shabbat of 5784, and these are the final parshiot, or leading up to the final parshiot, not only of 5784, but also of the Torah. But we won't finish them for a number of weeks yet. But this week, it's Nitzavim and Vayelech, and Moshe is continuing his final lecture. He's now 120 years old, and he realizes that he can no longer lead. Actually, it's God who tells him that he can no longer lead, but it makes sense. Moshe is of a generation that knew slavery and is not, I, as somebody who reads the Torah a lot, think that he would have not made a good leader for going into the new land. It would be like electing somebody president at age 80 and all the rest, everybody else is 40, right? There's a generation gap that Moshe cannot bridge, and so he needs to step down. But before he does that, he gives us these wonderful speeches. He reminds the children of Israel that God is establishing a brit, a covenant through them and through all subsequent generations. God is fulfilling a promise made to our ancestors, the patriarchs and the matriarchs. And this brit, this covenant, will last as long as Bnei Yisrael does not worship idols. Well, that lasts about 20 minutes, and then they're back to worshiping idols. And what will happen is there will be plague, there will be disease, there will be destruction. But Moshe says, even if you do worship idols, the avenue for return, the avenue for tshuva, a word you'll be hearing a lot in the upcoming weeks, is there, and we will be able to return. Moshe enjoins us to take the Torah seriously. It's not far away, right? We don't have to cross the ocean. We don't have to go to Israel. We don't even have to go to Brooklyn to get it, but it's in our hearts and in our mouths. Moshe says to the people this week, "Hachayim v'hamavet natati lifnechem." Death, life and death, I place before you. Habracha v'haklala, a blessing and a curse. Uvacharta b'chayim, choose life. Moshe wraps it all up in a tidy bow and tells us to choose life. He reassures Bnei Yisrael that unlike the generations before, they have no worry about conquering the land, that they will be successful. Joshua is installed as the leader, someone who is old enough to lead that particular group, someone who is of that generation. And God tells Moshe to tell the people, fear not, don't worry. Moshe is not going to be around, but Joshua is. Moshe writes down the Torah and gives it to the Kohanim and tells them to read it every 7 years at Sukkot. Imagine if that's all we had to do, every 7 years at Sukkot. But instead, things have changed. He tells them that they will forsake the Torah, that they will, in fact, abandon the Torah, and God will abandon them. But they will realize that they are suffering, and that suffering is because God is no longer in their midst. He composes a poem to be read at certain times and when necessary. He speaks to the people and once again calls them stiff-necked. I mean, he's got one more chance to let them know everything's going to be okay, and he reminds them that they are stiff-necked. He calls up the elders and gives them his poem. This week, we have only 2 mitzvot, the last 2 in the Torah. And according to the count number 613, the last one is mitzvah liktov kol echad miyisrael sefer Torah la'atzmo. We're all commanded to write a sefer Torah of our own. And that's number 613. So I want to, that's a short portion in a nutshell. And I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom and, of course, a Shana Tova. A friend of mine is a college professor. She was also the czar for anti-Semitism. What was Deborah Lipstadt's? Do you remember? Yeah. But Deborah Lipstadt was in charge, appointed by President Biden to be in charge of being the watchdog about the rise in anti-Semitism. But she's also a college professor. And she recounts a story where she was watching a student write in his notebook during a Jewish studies class. And she was talking about the days of awe and wonder. And he had written it, the days, D-A-Z-E, of awe, A-H-H-H-H. It's an interesting way to hear it. If you hear it as days of awe, right? Of course, it's the Yamim Noraim. It's the days of awe and wonder. But the student, for some reason, liked the idea that it was the days of awe. I'm not sure what he meant or if he meant to write it that way, but his words are true. Just thinking about the high holidays can cause our eyes to glaze over and we enter into a daze, right? The number one question everyone asks, how long are services? All right, well, don't worry. If you're there, they'll be over soon enough. Because we all fall into a daze. Cantor and I do as well, right? When people ask us about things during the holidays, we kind of glaze over a little bit because there's a lot of prep. And for many, myself included, this idea of daze is a normal feeling. We feel overwhelmed and overloaded. There's a lot being thrown at us during the high holidays. Ideas of tshuva, of returning, ideas of asking for forgiveness and giving forgiveness. A lot is happening, and sometimes we just zone out. And that's okay. Just like when we were in college, he would zone out every once in a while in a lecture. Hopefully it wasn't during some time when the professor was giving something that would be on the final. I'll give you a little insight. Everything in the high holidays is on the final. And if you miss something, don't want to be you. Nah, it's not quite true. But there is a lot to digest. There's a lot of big questions that get asked. A lot of deep thoughts get pondered. And so it is easy to fall into a daze. Sometimes it just feels like too much. But then there's the moment that something clicks. Maybe it's a phrase. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's a memory attached to a phrase or a word. Maybe it's a tune. Maybe it's something that the cantor sings. And then all of a sudden, we go from being in a daze and we have an ah moment. We get it. Everything falls into place. Everything comes together and we realize what we need to do. We realize the importance of the moment. And then we wonder why we didn't get it sooner. I've been thinking about the high holidays for a long time and nothing clicked. But then here I am sitting in synagogue and I'm kind of zoning out, focusing on something, and then it clicks. I think we need both spellings of the word for days. We do need the days of awe. We do need multiple days of the high holidays to get through everything that we need to do. But we also need the days, the D-A-Z-E, so it can all fall into place for us, so we can all get it. We all have different ways of experiencing the high holidays. And some it is to sleep, some it is to sing, some it is to complain about how long services are or how hungry we are. That's natural. That's part of the days.
Or that someone sings too high.
Well, I complain about that all the time, singing too high or too much. But ultimately, we'll get it. There will be something that will click. And it may not be the same thing every year. Hopefully, it's not the same thing every year. But it'll all fall into place, and we'll get it. And so may the upcoming days of awe and wonder, or days of awe, lead us to many more days when we feel awe and wonder in our lives. Shabbat shalom and good Shabbos. Yeah, Maury, what time is it?
Kadoosh.
It's time for Kiddush. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Speaking of high notes. This is our beat. Our beat.
Most of the time.
יום השישי ויפלו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בשבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות צברים ארנן
L'chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצה הנחילנו זיכרון מעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבה על קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו. ברך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת. Amen.
Please remain standing. Turn to page 282 as we begin closing out with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוסף ראשית, ולא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורמנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נטע שמיים ויסד הארץ, ומשה ביקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתי זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אחד, אמת מלכנו אף סולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעתיו והשבת אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים במעל, ועל הארץ מתחתינו. כי המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated. This week we continue Shloshim for Patricia Johnson. And this week we observed the following yard sites: Jacob Feinberg, Herman's relative; William Field, David's father; William Glick, Herb Kolker's relative; Ellen Weinberger, Richard's wife, mother of Paul and Ned; Edith Cohen, aunt of I.T. Gross, daughter of Joe and Hannah; Joseph Jason, Goldie Fetter's brother; Minnie Gertrude Lloyd, Charles's mother; Betty Ann Keene, Leonard's wife, mother of Michael and Mark; Sari Lafrac Weiss, Dee Dee Muffson's mother; Molly Goldston, Joan Lerner's mother; Ethan Gottfried, Nan Tesser's mother; Victor Krupman, relative of Ed Gellen; Sylvia Greenwald, Diane Shattles' aunt; Vera Zilberschatz, Valerie White's relative; Hotel Rogers, Rose and William's mother; George Uslin, Mark's father; Sally Zevener, Nancy Sher Billig's aunt. May their souls be bound up with the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they always rest in peace. Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 294. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, Ba'almad, Yivrach, Yirtei, Yamlik Malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'yibru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach olam omeil maya v'yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudusha b'reichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata v'amiram ba'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. You may be seated. Shabbat shalom and good Shabbos. Yashar koach to Cantor Beth. Yashar kocheh to be correct about it. For leading us. You'll be hearing plenty of more from her beginning Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday, and then back into Shabbos. But it's Rosh Hashanah Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday, and we ease right back into Shabbat. But before that, service is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and then on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And then we have our learning. We have Hebrew, I guess we'll call it 201 at 1 o'clock. And then we have a special high holidays class at 2 o'clock. And pardon? Oh, Slichot. Tomorrow night at 7:30, we'll begin with Havdalah. And then we will watch a movie and have a discussion. And so come and it's a movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is until tomorrow, but it's a good. What? It is a good movie. It is a good movie. It was actually a pretty good. Well, it wasn't quite a book. It was a novella, but it was a good novella. And so that's tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll have Havdalah. We'll watch the movie. We'll discuss. There will be snacks, and so that's tomorrow. That was then a Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday night at 6:45, we'll kick off the new year. The new year at 6:45 Wednesday night, and then 9 o'clock on Thursday morning, and 9 o'clock on Friday morning, and then we'll be back here at 6 p.m. So might as well just plan on camping out from
Right.
Wednesday through Sunday of next week. We'll provide blankets, but you got to provide your own food. Or we'll provide food but no blankets.
Something like that.
Something
Bring
like
a
that.
pillow.
I want to welcome our visitors. We have some visitors from right here in Huntington. We have some visitors from Toledo. They bring greetings from the Mud Hens, apparently. Do you have a semi-pro football team? Hockey.
ECHL hockey.
Who do they play for? Who are they affiliated with?
Walleye, they're affiliated with the Red Wings.
Red Wings.
Wings.
Oh,
That's
my brother's favorite team, the Red Wings. Okay, and I think that's it. We have an oneg after immediately after services. Sydney and Lisa. Yes. Oh, she's out there. Okay, she was here. Now she's gone. They're providing the oneg, so enjoy. Have a nosh and introduce yourself. Make some new friends, and we're gonna close out. Oh no, we have the David Glick food drive going on right now. There's a big barrel, that's the word I was looking for, a big barrel, and we'd like to fill it up. So dried goods, canned goods, anything non-perishable.
Money.
Pardon?
Money.
And money. You can't
Donations are always welcome.
eat money, but we know what to do with the money to get people to eat. So that's out there, and that's going to run all the way through the end of October. So plenty of time to bring in multiple barrels of food, and it goes to a good place. But now we're going to close out on page 343. Cantor is introducing us and teaching us a new song, a new tune to an old song, Ozi V'Zimrat Yah.
Oh
All right, friends, let's see who says hello to us via the intertubes. But I want to remind you at the back entrance there, you have our High Holiday Guide from Hadar, a non-denominational place of learning in Manhattan. Good stuff for the high holidays. They put out a booklet every holiday season, and we are on their mailing list. So let's see. Donnell Horn says, Shabbat Shalom to all. Thank you, Donnell. David Johnston, Shabbat Shalom. Jackie Ramirez Wolf, Shabbat Shalom. Donna Wilson, Shabbat Shalom. Mom and Cliff don't seem to get on. Today we're getting a lot of rain up in Pennsylvania. So, all right. Thank you all there. Shabbat Shalom to all. Friends, we have lots going on this week. Maybe not in the beginning of the week, but certainly towards the end of the week. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, a good Shabbos, and please be careful out there.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.